Hi everybody, Sucrose back with some more Banished. This is our third part. We have been building the little town of Alcistellis, and we started with just 2 people, and we're up to a bustling 10 people. With the addition of baby Geraldine. We have all the settings on hard and a mountainous terrain, and we are just taking it slowly. Making sure that we stockpile stuff up before we grow. It looks like the last thing that we were working on was getting our trading post finished. We had built a trading post in this little creek, but it apparently wasn't large enough to support boats. So we are relocating it to the shore of the lake, which we have not named yet. So, if you can think of a nice name, we've been naming all of our streets after pizza toppings or pizza-related instruments. This main street here, for example, is Pizza Wheel Promenade. But yeah, we're just kind of enjoying the game, letting it develop as it goes, looking after our little villagers, trying to keep them well fed. Don't have any huge goals other than keeping them alive. Now that we have a couple of families, we are somewhat resistant to a sudden population decline. But we're not immune. We also have disasters turned on, so we could get a fire or a tornado at any time. So, it looks like we're sort of struggling getting wood. We have a good stockpile of firewood, though. Let's see, we have a hunter, forester, 1 gatherer, and the rest are builders. And an herbalist, of course. Which I'm just going to go ahead and make the decision that we're going to leave somebody working this building at all times. Strictly not necessary, but even if we... I was thinking maybe we could just go by the average, but I'd hate for there to be like 1 really sick person, and so the average would be good, and I don't want to bother looking through all the health, so we're just going to leave somebody in there as the doctor. And we've got quite a good number of resources put in here already. Looks like we'll need to mine out some more iron. Mark some of this. I'm gonna look at something here just a second. All right. And I think one of the last things we did last time was start building a good stockpile of tools and clothes, so we're good on that. We really can focus on the infrastructure stuff. We have a new laborer. This is fantastic. Things are really going quite nicely. probably want to think about another house. But I'm more concerned about the trading post, so maybe we'll just place it and then pause it. So this is going to be our market. I'm actually thinking this would be a good house, because they can't fit one there. We're going to start building stone houses. They are a bit warmer in the winter. They don't use as much firewood. So that'll be efficient in the long run. And as long as we start getting some stone and iron in. There are buildings that let you mine out stone and iron. I do not like to use them because they run out and you cannot reclaim the land. So it seems to me infinitely better just to trade. We're going to use firewood as currency, or as a bartering chip. And we've actually used up a lot of it, but it's easy to make and it's renewable. Just in case, I think they're gonna do this kind of goofy movement where they're picking it up off the ground, and yeah, this will be quicker. This way they'll only move a couple feet. The laborers don't seem to be able to move things from the ground to the buildings. That's alright. And we also talked about a school, which we might want to look at placing. Chapel, cemetery, town hall. So it's pretty cheap. I don't know if it has a range. I think the kids walk there, but no official range. And oh, that fits in there nicely. But yeah, so, and it's kind of irrelevant, I think, how far away stuff is, because there aren't like learning points. It's just based on their age, and if they've been educated until they turn 18, then they are officially educated. So I think I'm actually going to put it here. And that is done. So that's Pineapple Boulevard, I believe. We're getting into cold weather. It's 26 in autumn. And but more than enough firewood for 3 families, and they've probably got plenty. We might want to put maybe a barn over here. Alright, so we've got the stone and the logs. We're just waiting on iron. So all the builders that have been delivering will switch to laborers. Sorry, all the laborers that have been delivering will switch to mining until there's iron in the stockpile, and then they'll move that to the building. Looks like she's picking up some iron. We had our first death at the end of the last Let's Play. And old man Lenaro lives alone here. He's probably not long for this world. And when he dies, a new family will move in. Maybe some of these young people, Corlissa and Cole, probably. If it's any time soon. And start their own family. The cycle goes on. So we have a hunter and a gatherer, and it looks like they're keeping well paced with the food. We'll probably build up a surplus. I'm super happy how this little village has turned out. And as our labor force grows, things will start moving more quickly. We'll be able to do more buildings in parallel. You know, get a lot of resources processed in parallel. I can't remember exactly how the trader works, but something like as your village gets bigger, maybe as your population gets bigger, the traders will trade you more things at once. So usually at the beginning it's just like maybe 100 or 50 or something, but it goes up over time, and we'll be able to supply all of our stone and iron needs through the dock. Did we actually build the roads around this? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Don't think we can forget, but might as well. Alright, we've got the resources. Now we just have to build it. I'm gonna put one more builder in the... one more laborer as a builder. And for convenience sake, probably at this point in the game, we'll leave one laborer in the laborer pool, basically to fill positions. I mean, it sounds better than it actually is. When someone dies, actually Leonardo the laborer died, so that's there's no one to take his position, but he was a laborer. But there's Corlissa, as we thought. But typically, like for example, if our forester had died, the laborer would have taken over for the first forester. So that marks the end of our first family. They put their blood and their tears and their sweat into this village. and they've left lasting impression. Let's all take a moment to reflect on the contributions of Marnie and Lenora. I'll go ahead and mark all of this. Once it gets more and more exciting. I really like the curve on this game. I think the very beginning is exciting because every move matters, and slowly what you worry about changes. And right now it's just getting a sustainable supply of resources. And then it'll be increasing efficiency. So for example, getting coal to make steel tools, and trying to figure out how to get the wool that we need to make warm clothes. And eventually we'll have excess of everything, hopefully. Excess time and people, and there'll be, in some sense, it'll be a golden age where we just try to see how opulent our villagers can live. How much beer and alcohol, things like that. So we had a stockpile next to the old dock, and I want to build another one. I'm trying to decide how big to make it. I'm thinking actually kind of big. They reach it from the bottom, so this is actually a pretty good position, I think. If we do it like this, they'll have two, and it'll give us more options. I think I'll do something like that, like that. But it's very close. Very close. Probably another short-term goal is to start building up a big stockpile of sort of the basic stuff, wood and, you know, to the extent possible, stone and iron, but also firewood and things like that. That can really go down quickly, even when you're paying attention. So we got our second dock. I'm going to switch a builder to be a dock worker. Let's go ahead and just pull all the firewood in. It's late winter, but we'll be fine, I think. We need to get a woodcutter though, so we start replenishing this. And let's take a look at the barn and see what food we have the most of. Probably venison. Where's the barn? Oh, it's up here. So not really, it's actually berries. Huh. Don't usually like to grab the berries because you can make alcohol from berries. So let's just, whatever, for the sake of getting started, we'll grab the venison. We'll need plenty of leather, so it'll be fine. We can bump up the people hunting. And the herbs, we also, let's trade some herbs. That'll be a good start. We won't bother with auto purchase just yet. Hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll get some people bringing in stone instead of... we're not really at the point where we can buy seeds to grow crops. I'd love to get some sheep, but don't think we're ready for that either. So this market carves out a nice circle where we're going to make sure we're going to put all of our houses from now on. Maybe some of this extra space we could use for farms, but it's actually not that much. Looks like maybe there's a little bit of land down here. A little bit of land here. Tiny bit there. We might bulldoze some of this. Certainly we're going to move these houses. Replace them with stone and put them in the market radius. But, yeah. So, even with all those extra people, I guess Lenora died. But I was going to say, even with all the extra people, we still only have one builder. But getting things taken care of. I'd like to build the food and firewood higher, but it'll come in time. Looks like we're just making it through winter here. And if we are lucky and haven't done something the game doesn't like, we will get a boat sometime within the next year. Yeah, Lenaro passed away of old age, but his house has been inherited by his grandchildren, who I'm sure will make use of it. He and Marnie, may they rest in peace. Actually, they really can't rest in peace. We don't have a graveyard. I'm not really a fan of the graveyard, honestly. If these 5 stars ever drop down, then I might make a graveyard. But yeah, they're just happy. I think it's because I let them mine so much stone and build so many roads, and they just eat that up. So thank goodness for hard workers. We've got another little child. Is that from this? Yep. So great grandchildren, I believe. Looks like this family's a little bit old now for children, but they had quite a few. And little baby Geraldine came from them. Once we get a boat, yeah, I should have gotten that mod. I should get mods that do nice UI stuff like that. I guess it's, you know, you can always go back to the archives. They're all in video. Family videos. Forgot what I was saying. So the trader is sapping all the firewood, but that's alright. I think the firewood is worth 3. So it's really not a whole lot of value, but at this point we'll kind of accept any sort of stone we can get. It's probably also time, now that it's sort of in a lull in terms of building, to go ahead and mark stone that's not too far away. Yeah, I'll go all the way out there. I think there's some, no? But we've got all that. We've got most of that. I'll mark down to there. I think we can mark that. So this will kind of give them something to do when they're bored, and like I say, they eat it up. So there's a whole good chunk there. But even all the stone we just marked, it's not a lot. It's maybe 100 to, I don't know, probably not even, but maybe 100. So we can build a couple houses, maybe a market and a house. I think once we get a few houses built, we'll bulldoze the old ones and finish the market. But I'm worried about flipping all that stuff too quickly. In this market, you don't want to flip a house, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just my screen, but when it rains, it's so low contrast, it's hard to see anything. And I just cleaned my screen, so... Alright, we've got 200 firewood, and we still have a surplus. That's good. And we even still have some wood left, so... Let's check in on our slacker over here. How is the forester doing? Yeah, still pretty rough. Maybe we'll grab some. Just a... Fine, I'll grab it. Ooh, there's a lot of iron right there on the left. I kind of want to build a bridge here. I mean, not now, but... in the future. So... where does that go? And this bridge comes down like that, I think. Now they're going to build these roads because they can't help themselves, but that's okay. Put a stockpile in there to give them a place to do it. Yeah, that's a shame. In the other game that I was streaming, Factorio, it has a day-night cycle, and it's kind of annoying because you can't see the base half the time. I imagine it's not very fun to tune in and it be black, but I found a way to get rid of it. I wonder if there's a way to disable rain in Banished. Boy, the trees move very subtly, especially when it's pulled back. Like, you can see it fall, but the swaying is very small. Right. So, struggling to keep up with wood. Yeah, me too. Me too, because we're gonna be really confused and really in trouble if we don't get a boat. Um, I mean, I don't think you like you always can get boats. It's not like we're so far away that there just aren't boats. And I would say this does look like the river, but I'm pretty sure that they will get you even when you're at on a lake. But like, there's these little bits where it's kind of shallow, and that sort of concerns me. I don't know if the game thinks maybe it's a separate lake because of that. Yeah, I mean, it was true of our original because this connects to the map border in the south, and in fact, it actually goes all the way. Connects to the map border on the north. There must be like a width minimum. I mean, that's what I assume. And so we should be good on the lake. But if we don't get a trading post, we could just try a different strategy. I mean, there's nothing preventing us from actually pillaging our land, and building mines and extracting resources from underground. I mean, it's going to be ugly. It's like an industrial village or something. But yeah, is that a boat? That's not a boat. That's a deer. It's hard to tell, really. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of, I think the game wants you to, right? That's what those buildings are for. I just really hate the fact that they run out and you can't delete them. And I know there's mods for that, but, you know. Looks like they've got these roads going. So, these take stone, but how much stone? Come here, where are you? Oh, did I not build the bridge? Oh, it's up here. Oh, interesting. It's hard to click these things when you can't see them. I wonder where that would hit if I build it. I think that's good enough. I mean, this is a sizable chunk of land. We shouldn't write it off. Looks like there's a big hill, but yeah, there's plenty of land over here. Alright, the food's going up, firewood's going up, and I assume everything's been delivered. Great, great, great. So slowly we're going to be starting to bump this up. So we'll put it at 300 now, and we want, you know, a huge supply of tradable goods in the trade post so that when something comes, we can snap it up. I'm not even going to try to get seeds now. I wouldn't mind a fruit tree. And I wouldn't mind sheep seeds to grow some wool, but yeah, I just think it's too expensive for where we're at. Like, we're just kind of struggling getting our houses going. So how much? What does it cost to build a mine? And that would be resources. Ooh, that's a lot of stone. And it takes so mine is iron and coal, and it takes quite a lot of iron to build a quarry. So I'm just looking, like, what's our worst case scenario? Is that we have to kind of try to get some of these really far-flung deposits. And I wonder if maybe we should build some emergency bridges for that. Like a bridge crossing this major river here. I think I'm getting ahead of myself because we should get a trade boat. But you never know. You never know. We were going to build a second trading post over here, just to have multiple, so that you get twice as many boats. That would be like a Hail Mary if the boats don't come in this lake, and then we try to build this here, because it's pretty much the same body of water. So if it's not gonna come here, why would it come here? We have another laborer. That's good. Cameral Dean, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Another serious rainstorm. Yeah, they do. Why is this white? I guess it's just at a certain angle or something. I'm gonna let it go a whole another year before I bulldoze it, just in case. I've never had a problem trying to get boats before. It may have to do with this being kind of a weird spidery river, but I don't know. Ooh, I can't, man, I wish we had started in like one of these horrible spots, kind of. How interesting the village would be. We had, honestly, a terrific start for a mountain terrain, in that we had quite a bit of flat land. So we're out of wood again. I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll bump two foresters. At least for now. We're not really building anything. Well, so we could try to find a spot for a quarry. Sort of prepare for the worst case. We could also build bridges to prepare for the worst case. We could also just hope for the best case. But this is, I mean, this has to be the main waterway. It touches two edges, and it's all connected, so. And it's apparently shallow enough that a deer can walk on it. Alright, well, I finished these little roads over here. I don't even want to waste the stone. I can't even find it. I don't want to waste even 7 stone building these bridges, but I'd like to build the bridges. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and extend this road. Yeah, I mean, the downside with building it is that, like I said, it's a Hail Mary. It's gonna eat up so much more stone and iron. I mean, maybe. So I think we're coming up on a year since I built. And since I built this, I'll leave it finished in the winter. If we don't get a boat by next winter, I'm gonna build this, and I'm not gonna do anything else. We're just gonna hope for the best. You know, what could go wrong? It's a civilization of people who've been excommunicated from their society, who are surviving through sheer force of will and a healthy dose of incest. What could possibly go wrong? Everything will be fine. That's what I think. And we'll see how much of this iron and stone we can pick up. I think I'll mark that. To see how much we're working with. We marked all this stuff up here, so we'll get a better idea of what we have. Now I kind of want to build a road up into there. The question is, where? Should I branch it? I'm sure it's just like in Parks and Rec. I wonder if I should build this. I'm going to do that. So I'm extending this road, and I'm not going to extend it any in here, so we don't want to cover our land and roads, but that'll help them walk up there, I think. And it's a nice long straight shot. Maybe one day we can convert it to stone road if we ever get the stone. Alright. So I'm going to try not to make a grid. I mean, we've basically made a grid, but I'm going to try not to just, because my instinct is to, for example, draw this road. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm already thinking, you know, okay, well, where's this going to be? Maybe leave the road, cut this in, make it like that. But no, we're just going to let it grow organically. let's look around for stone. It seems like we had more iron than stone. There's one piece we missed. Yeah, let's get it. We could come all the way down here and get that too. It's so far away. I'm doing it. And we'll extend this down to here and put a stockpile. Having these roads, I think, will be nice. It'll give us kind of an idea, basic layout. You know, at some point, if we ever decide that death matters to us, we want to build our cemetery, you know, where do we want to put it? Maybe we'll put it on one of these cute little peninsulas or something. We'll have a way to get to it. And then, of course, in the meantime, it makes it easier to get these resources. And then when they put them in the stockpiles, it makes it easier to get to the stockpiles. So we've dropped the food down a little bit. Adelbear. That is surprisingly hard to say. Adelbear. I wonder if maybe it's these extra mouths starting to, because these kids come out, you know, sucking down cabbages like nobody's business. Man. What is our... So our herbs is 60, so our limit is 60, so all this time the herbs person has been acting as a laborer. And we've got a builder acting as a laborer, and that's probably it. And I guess the trader now, so three laborers, effectively. Looks like there's space for a couple more trade posts down here. If it is the fact that it needs to be on this river. But again, it connects, you know? I don't know. Wonder if maybe we can find anything by looking at Fisher. No, it's not really. It doesn't say anything. I was thinking maybe it would somehow red out certain places as being too shallow or something. Still running out of logs, even with the 2 lumberjacks. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's this... yeah. Alright, so we're doing better already. And I didn't start them till halfway through, so... do we have enough just now to build the second dock? I think we're good on stone, actually. And we're good on iron. Just need a lot of logs. Oh, that's so dumb. We've built 2 failed docks. Uh, and wasted so many resources. I mean, I guess it's hard to say. I mean, it's certainly moving, but I can't tell whether it just waves. Maybe it'll be easier once it stops snowing. What's our firewood limit? Fuel. That's fine for now. Food. Okay. No, we've wasted so many stone. That's terrible. So this water is moving, but so is this water. It's just moving differently. Maybe it is kind of placid. But you know, like, it runs into this. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I said we'll wait another year. If it doesn't happen by, you know, summer, we'll probably unpause. We'll probably unpause this, and I even then I think we're going to be fine if it works. The problem is if it doesn't work, we're really going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel to get the stone that we need to build a quarry. Or is it iron to build a quarry? I think. Yeah, we'll have 0 iron essentially. But there's actually some left to gather. Plenty left to gather. So, all right, that we'll do that. Yeah, I installed a mod to turn off trading boats just to make this video more interesting. You know, to give us like a challenge, as it's too easy as it stands. Kind of blasted through those tools. The clothes haven't even touched. So it's another thing we need iron for. I'd hate to run to some years of no tools. Not gonna mark that. I don't think they can walk over mountains, but oh, that's marked. Oh, that looks good to me. Oh, okay. So, they grabbed all the food that was available, and we are out of town food. But they all have food in their houses. So I'm gonna temporarily pause the woodcutter. And move them to a gatherer, just to build up the stockpile. I'm not going to be playing Cavalier. I like the idea that the dock worker's sitting there thinking this is the best job ever. I will never have to do anything because this is a lake and boats can't get to lakes. Is that what I said? No more half measures? When did I say that? Our strategy is to half-ass this base. We're going to make a grid, and we're going to say that it's not going to be grid-based. We're going to set it on a high difficulty, but we're actually going to have a ton of clothes and food and tools for free. Next time we play, we're just going to start with one person, and they're going to have to figure out how to undergo mitosis. And if we can't figure it out, we die. That's the difficulty we're playing on next. Well, our health is just about perfect. Our happiness is 5 out of 5 stars. But that's not 5 out of 5 smiley faces, so who knows? Alright, so these waters definitely do look different. But, you know, who knows whether that means something. Oh, look it. We have a boat. We have a boat. It's a human from another civilization, bringing goods and services. I wonder if we would have gotten a boat if we had just waited over here. I think I only waited 1 year, not a year and a half. But I'm gonna ignore that. Let's just... our headcanon is that this river is too small. And we will never build a dock on that little creek again. Maybe he's actually going to the town next over. He's not even going to stop. That would be funny too. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and turn that up to 400. So that's, I think, 1,200 resource, which is just a pretty good amount, actually. And 1,200 value. Alright, our food's building up again, but we don't have anyone doing firewood, so we need to keep an eye on that. This whole thing is laid out kind of strange, but I guess we could have started on this island to begin with. Wait, where's the boat? Wait, what? So, this is disappointing. The boat was a tease, and isn't actually stopping? I didn't even think boats could come and not stop. Like, why is it even coming? This is really disappointing. I can only convey how I'm feeling through interpretive dance, but wow, I've never seen that happen. I wonder if building one makes one come every year, but then if they can't reach it, it just keeps going. I've never seen this. At any rate, I I think we can safely say this is crap. So we're gonna empty it out. And turn it off. And we're gonna build the other one. And this is gonna work. And it's gonna take an extra 10 years. And we've wasted 100 stone. But next time it'll work. So we can go ahead and build another house if we have enough stone, and I'm just gonna assume it works. If it doesn't work, you know, we'll have to do something crazy, but it's gonna work. So we have this house here. I'm gonna unpause that, but I'm going to I'm gonna increase the priority of that. So you know, we'll be able to work a bit on both. Probably this will be delivered because there's nothing to chop down, and then at least while this is being chopped down, we'll see how that goes. Alright, we've got the food back up. Okay, so let's see how fast the trader is. Not that fast. Alright, moving the gatherer back to woodcutter. And we should just, this should go into our stockpile. So this should turn into like 300 firewood, and the woodcutter should actually stop working. Let's test that theory. I was so completely convinced that we were getting a delivery. I cannot believe that that a boat would come and not stop. I didn't even know that was possible. But you know, it's still stuff to learn about this game. You know, 5 years later. Alright, looks like we're getting the firewood in. And I assume that I could probably just demolish this and it would take out the firewood, but I'm just gonna do it this way because I know for sure that we'll get the firewood. I don't trust the game enough, I suppose. Why would you work? There's 285. Okay, there we go. I kind of want to go ahead and say harvest these trees too, because we don't nearly have enough trees. Grab maybe those. Okay, we got another laborer. That's fantastic. So for now, I'm just going to leave them as a laborer. Boats. I don't know. I mean, I don't really understand what happened. I've never seen a boat without a dock, but I also always build docks early, so maybe I've just never noticed. It does look like it's flowing, but that could just be graphics. Yeah, I mean, so it's possible that the boat just comes. It just comes, and maybe that's how you can figure out which of your rivers is boatable. Boaticious. Or it didn't start coming until we built our first dock, and we just didn't notice it. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Alright, so this has got to be just about finished. Get the venison. Come on, get the venison. I think in the next one, the next trading post, I'm just going to put firewood. That way they don't have to mess around with different stuff. I talked about this in one of the other Let's Plays. It's the economy is kind of broken because you can just trade one resource and not worry about anything like supply and demand. But yeah, there's mods that nerf firewood, and which is, it's funny to think that, you know, the sentence, the idea, firewood is OP. I mean, the prices are different, yeah, but they don't change. They're not dynamic. So I can trade 1,000 firewood and it'll still be valued the same price when the value should go down. Because, not just because economically, but because of gameplay, it means that I can spam firewood and not have to worry about it. You know, otherwise it would be really interesting to get. I've talked about this before, but you know, the next town over produces tools and wants alcohol, that kind of stuff. And as you supply their alcohol, their demand fills up, and maybe they don't want so much alcohol. Maybe now they want herbs or something. Alright, so surely by now... Alright, so we've emptied this out. So it's no longer worked. And we're gonna remove it, and we're also gonna remove the stockpile. And struggling on logs. Alright, so let's see where we want to build this new stockpile. Like, how big can we make this? It's a shame you can't build things that aren't rectangular. Because I really want to build it above, because again, they access it from above. So... like, I could do that. Actually, I'm going to do this. So this will last, I mean, we'll even see if we ever fill this up, but if we do, we'll make this one a little taller next to it. Okay. Alright, so probably yep, we're filling this up with resources. But this is actually almost full up, so this actually might finish first. I don't know what compelled me to do them at the same time, but we did it. We did that. A lot of iron left marked. Good on iron. I believe we've marked this. Yeah. And that's pretty much it for our stone. Like there's some theoretically walkable stone up here. But they'd be struggling to get to it, I think. Especially in winter. I don't even know if they can walk to that. In terms of going through that mountain. So that's it. But we have enough for these two buildings. And we're just gonna, like I say, what could go wrong? Alright, we have 2 generic laborers. Food's going up. Up, up, up. But I think I'm going to put another hunter on anyway. Or... popping them in the woodcutter. Oh, not woodcutter, sorry. Forester, for now. I mean, it's kind of silly to have three of these, but that's what we're gonna have for now. I wanna get a stockpile of the wood. I also want to go ahead and make some tools, but let's build up the wood a little bit. And the question is, should we go ahead and demolish one of these houses? After we build this? My gut says no. Maybe not until we've built this. We'll leave it. We need the people, I think. Yeah, so all the wood is going in the building. And of course, because I unpaused both, they split it up halfway. I'm actually going to pause the trading post. I'm so confident it's going to work that I'm not even like worried about delaying it. All right. Because we're trading with firewood, I'm going to bump this up to 500 just to keep it high. And the food is at 5,000 for now, that's fine. Generally, the way Banished works with some of the stuff like wool, at least in the default game, you can't collect wool without collecting mutton. And so you want to keep your food basically uncapped, which is kind of frustrating. Like, for example, if we had 5,000 food, but we really needed hide, we'd still have to hunt. And the game would actually stop hunting if you limit your foods, which is not ideal. Alright, so this house is being built. So we have 18 stone. We need 4. Perfect, just like I planned. And we don't have to worry about iron at all. let's grab some tools before we even unpause this. So, who wants to be the tool maker? I guess just the laborer. We'll let everybody keep their job for now. Yeah. We made it through another winter, or to another winter. With our second stone house. You know, if there's no internal economy in this, if there's no in this village, I wonder if the people in the wooden houses are kind of peeved at the people in the stone houses. They're like, why did we get the wooden houses? Are we somehow lesser? And the answer is yes. Eiley and Fredericky, you're literally brother and sister. Whereas the occupants of this house are probably going to be cousins, so that's like, it elevates them, you say. And their children, in turn, will have fewer breathing problems. And things like that. So I think they just pulled firewood and... So who's this new family going to be? What do we got? We got a male for Adalbear. It's not quite old enough. Haroldine. A Waver. It looks like probably going to be Waver in 2 years. As far as I know, that, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the model looks like internally. It definitely tries to pair off male-female. But I wonder if there's any concept of, like, even a relationship. Like, do they try to stay together when you, let's say, evict them? I don't know. Do they love one another? I don't know. I don't know whether the developer put love in as a feature, as a thing in the model. These might be relationships purely for sexual reasons instead of love. You know, some developers just don't really care. I really tried to keep a straight face with that one, and I failed. Oh yeah, we're also demolishing all this stuff. It's like Love in the Time of Cholera, right? Is that? I don't even. I've literally never read that, so that reference actually might not make any sense, and I've just embarrassed myself. But on the other hand, you can't really embarrass yourself if you don't feel embarrassed. So, what else? It's funny how the way the blacksmith works. I think they keep the first tools in their inventory, so they don't go into the stockpile at first. So you don't know how many they've made. So I guess actually she's just lazy. What are they banging on? Oh, it's the blacksmith. Almost finished. Oh, yay, we got back our... I just realized now we need a stockpile. It's fine. They'll move it somewhere else. But we got back 40 stone and 20 iron. So, I mean, we could build another house. Yeah, we cannot keep our head above water with wood, and we have 3 foresters. That's kind of crazy. Is there anything funny going on? That, I mean, that it sucks that they live all the way, but and we need 40 more wood to finish this. Let's actually bump this. Okay, I see the tools going up. But yeah, they should come out like in a big group, I think. Maybe they leave the tools in here sometimes. Maybe not. I wonder if Waver knows what's in store. If he finds Cecilia attractive or merely tolerable. Either way, he's going to be a father soon at age 10, which is totally cool. Oh, is this full? No, not even. Not even a little bit. Our firewood has definitely gone down. It might be just because of the winter, but we were over 500 before. Let's see if we get back up to 500 before the next winter. Try to remember that. That would be a good use of the graphs in the town hall, but we don't have that yet either. Alright, Waver is a laborer. It looks like he moved out and moved in with Cecilia. Beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than true love. Domain. And he was replaced in his family by Dormani. Fantastic. We need more people. We have an extra laborer now, so let's keep doing the blacksmithing. God, I hate to put 4 people on wood, but I mean, we're kind of good on everything. We might want to build a second woodcutter if this wood doesn't go up quick. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make 4 foresters. I wonder if I should maybe build a road down or build the bridge. Since they've got a lot of walking back and forth to do. I'd love to build this. But it's kind of... well, if we... I did say I'd eventually get rid of the houses. What else could we do? We could extend this. Oh, no, we can't. Oh, there's a hill. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So we could extend this. And then go up. I kind of like that. Or maybe we should leave this four spots. It's enough for, like, some stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to get away from grids. Honestly, this game doesn't have diagonal roads. Yeah, something like that. I'm just gonna do this. So we'll get rid of those houses so it'll fit up better, and we'll have space on both sides of a road, so we don't have to build more roads. So that's what's gonna happen. Right, so like for example, we can fit a house in here. If we want. I mean, maybe just down here. In fact, that's actually not a bad place to build one. Oh, it's on the wrong side. It's fine. Tools are actually kind of struggling here. It's late spring and they've only built like 2 tools. But the firewood's climbing. It'd be great to have a hospital. So, it's kind of weird, but because of the way the diseases spread, you really want your hospital to be away from everything, because infected citizens will make a beeline for it. And if it's in the middle of your village, then as they go to it, they're going to encounter a bunch of people and spread it. So you really want it to be kind of isolated. We can plan it. It's smaller than I remember. Like we could put it out here in the foothills. There's actually not a lot of usable land over there, but there is some here. I'm just trying to think maybe we should preserve that land, like so maybe put it out here. I mean, it doesn't have to be this remote. And even once you built it, you can leave it paused until you actually get a disease. An outbreak. That's where it's gonna be. And not even gonna build a road up there. It's just gonna be like that. It's just... Oh, I just realized this is the center of our new village, not that, so that's probably too much. That's too far away. So, if this is the center, you know, something over here. This is like, so there's a little island off of Manhattan in the East River. And they have it's like a asylum. I don't know what the modern word is. It's so anyway. So this building, this hospital, can be kind of the same on its own little piece of land. Put it down here. It's not any really good building space. Okay, alright. I'm thinking maybe we'll save every piece for trading. Just in case. Alright, it's gonna go here. And there's gonna be a little bridge. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be cute. And like that. Pause. Boy, I hope they don't get the urge to build this. Yeah, so it's going to be nestled into the foothills. It's going to be paused. Now, this road that I built is not unpaused. You can't pause roads. Let's hope there's no path to it. Okay. It looks like our wood's finally starting to go up. And our tools too. And it's pretty full. Wonder why they put firewood in this stockpile and not the one right next to the woodcutter. Like, what's going on there? What does everybody work on? Getting some stone. Good, good, good. Let's see if she actually takes our road. Yay! It's like we did a thing thinking that stuff would happen, and then stuff happened that matched what we thought. That's exciting. Yep, Pineapple Boulevard turned out to be actually quite a small road. This new one is enormous. I think that might be our longest road. So, what is that? 1 point, 1 victory point, longest road. Settlers of Catan reference. I'm gonna extend this road. I really like roads, honestly. There's it's a game called Transportation Sim, or is that what it's called? No, Sim Transport Tycoon. That I've tried to get into, and I keep bouncing off of it. But I love the idea of setting up a network of like the infrastructure. Roads and things like that. There's a popular subway route game that I haven't had the chance to play, but it looks great. I've seen people play it. You have to figure out like where to put tunnels. All right. So we're just keeping our lumber heads over water, above water. But we're over 500 firewood now, so that shouldn't be using wood. You can really see they've cut quite a bit of these trees. I wonder if it even sustains for 4 people. Probably. I say Buela is Waver and Cecilia's child. Twelve-year-old father. Since they age so quickly, yeah, I think it's not really the same. They're actually younger than it says. Alright, it's time to unpause this. So we have to move a whole lot of resources over here for the 3rd time. But you know what they say, 3rd time is a charm. So it's going to be great. Alright, we're up to 20 tools. That's fantastic. I'm gonna let them keep going, but I don't know why it took them so long to sort of get into the rhythm. So we've just about got all the stone, and we've just about got enough resources to cover the other stuff. And this was deconstructed, so there's some sitting on the ground too. So we should be good. And once we finally get a working trade post, we can finally start stockpiling stone and coal. Things will really take off. We've got a new person. What should they do? Um, I kind of want to stick him as a hunter just to make sure we have enough clothes. Since it takes hide. Alright, I'm thinking we're going to build a few more houses before we actually unpause this market, too. That's probably, maybe once we get one more house up, we'll put up the schoolyard. Let's plan that house out. Could be, we put it kind of over here so that they can work the dock. I assume, I've never known, but I figure that's still in bounds. But you know, it could be based on the road and not the house. But you know. Could also throw one up here since there's a few jobs, and it won't be taking up too much space. But and that does appeal. Let's wait on that. All right. So I think they've been chopping down these trees that I marked, and that's what's helping with the wood. So I'm not really convinced that 4 people here is doing, gosh darn it, is doing very much. Well, then again, that's a record, it's a record log. So maybe we should leave it till we get a bunch of wood. Yep, alright. I've wanted to put a storage barn further south, but I don't think we need that just yet. I can think about where Town Hall might go. Like, just for thematic's sake, maybe we put it next to the market, the center of town. Kind of like that, even though technically, as a building, it works anywhere. So it's sort of a waste of space to put it in the center of town. Put it up on a mountaintop. I mean, as close as we can get to it. Could put it out here on Rikers Island. Oh, does it fit? It's too big. That's a shame. Basically just put it at the edge of civilization. No, you know what? There's no reason to optimize. We're gonna go for pretty. So it's gonna overlook the town market because there's only gonna be one, and I'm gonna center it, and it's gonna be beautiful. All right. Alright. All that's left is iron. Let's see, what else? Could we ever get a fishing dock in... If it ever comes some point. Like maybe something like over here is too big. I mean, that's kind of... That's not bad. That's not bad. I do like it here, but it's so far away from town. I don't think we'd... I mean, we'd have to build like... like a second city. So I'll probably just put it here and put like one dude in it. I like that. Just to have a little bit of fish. Not a whole lot of fish. Not ready to place those. Could think about building pastures. We're gonna want sheep. I don't remember good numbers, but the bigger it is, the more animals it can hold. And I don't know if there's any downsides to making it enormous. I know that plants can get diseases like a blight, and they spread if there's other ones nearby, and I kind of think the same thing can happen to animals. So you don't want to put like two pens next to one another that contain the same animal, something like that. Well, maybe just make a big one down here. 15 by 15. Even bigger. I mean, I like sheep. Maybe... I mean, it seems ridiculous. It seems huge. Let's go for it. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking that. Still putting iron in. Let's see. Have a tailor. Tavern. Yeah, so I'd like an orchard at one point. Let's actually see where that might fit. I like making some sort of fruit trees. Maybe down here. Got a lot of people, a lot of new citizens. It's a really cold climate, so I don't know if We want to make this huge. But I think trees are cool. I don't think there's as much of a rush as with crops. I'm not sure about that actually, but that's what we're gonna assume, and we'll make a nice big orchard. And pause it. So then we'd be able to make a tavern, which can be you know, maybe here-ish. It doesn't need to be in the bounds, but there's no reason. We've got so much room. Do it like that. Okay. There, and we'll want a storage barn next to all this stuff. Maybe right there. And over here. Alright, and we've finally delivered all the resources to build our third and, dare I say it, final dock. We only have the one builder. Finally getting wood, so I'm gonna pull off a forester and make them a builder. Yeah, look at that. We've really clear-cut this. I mean, they're growing back. I don't know how big they have to be to get wood or if the size matters, but you can really see what they've done. That's pretty much a whole village. We'll probably have to do something else for food. But depending on, you know, it depends on how many people we want to get. I don't want to grow too quickly. Right now, if we had a lot of people, the only buildings we really have are the hunter and the gatherer. Be nice to get a third supply, just to sort of help us smooth out any jumps. The question is what we do. I mean, we could do another gatherer if we had the room. Like we could put him down here with a bridge, but or down here. It's kind of far, you know. Do it up there too. We could get another hunter. That's probably what we should do. So that's the hunter. Let's get rid of that. And let's place it there. So it overlaps just a tiny bit. And it's just outside the range of the market. So that we can build houses in here. Okay, that's decent. We have tons of room. And it's almost guaranteed we're not going to be able to fill this up without figuring out where to get food from. I mean, I guess we can trade. I've seen games where people just built tons and tons of woodcutters to make firewood, and all they do is import logs and export firewood. And you know, of course, they're rich, so they can buy food. So all their food they buy, all of their iron and tools and stuff like that they buy. All they do is make firewood. It's not really fun. Honestly, I kind of hate using the docks because every time they come, you have to look and see, oh, what it is. It makes a sound, it pops up, you have to click on it. Alright, we've got our third dock. Thank goodness. Let's pop 400 firewood in there. That's it. We'll make a worker. And we will get a boat, and that boat will stop at this dock, and that's just how it's going to be. Alright. So now the woodcutter is going to start getting busy. He's going to start using wood again. We could do all sorts of things here. I think we've got enough tools. Blacksmith, you can stop doing that. In fact, why don't you just, for now, switch back to tailor. So we'll use up our hide, and then switch him to maybe food or firewood or something. Okay. Another thing about trying to grow your settlement, you have to be careful for so many reasons that you do it slowly, but one in particular is that kids can't work, so you might have a sudden increase in population, and they're not old enough to be laborers, so you don't actually have the laborers to feed them. So you kind of want to spread it out. I don't like doing a house more than one house per year, but I think we can unpause some of the stuff like orchard. It doesn't take resources, so they'll just clear cut it. And so I don't know where they interact with pastures. Is it the south side? Is it the east side because we don't have a road in here. Maybe I should leave space for a road. But then again, they don't really need to be connected. Just gonna leave it. Let's get that ready. Just in case the trader comes with sheep. What else might we want to buy? So, if we have cows, we can get leather, which we probably will need. If we have chickens, we get eggs, which is like food. And feathers, or is that the mod? I don't think we get feathers in this one. I don't even know what they'd be for. I don't think so. What else is there? Llamas, giraffes. The giraffes drop spots. You could, yeah. They're not very useful. I think I'm going to unpause these bridges now. I can click on. That's not a bridge. 7 stone. That's... Okay. It'd be nice to have that as a bridge. But it doesn't go. Can't do that. I can do that. Boy, that's a shit. I can't even tell where that goes. I think here. Yeah, I think so. And by the time I finish building this house, we'll probably have, you know, it'll probably be long enough. So I'll do that. All right. It'd be cool to get more builders going on. I'll drop another forester and leave this one as a laborer. It's kind of amazing that we've lasted this long with one gatherer, and most of the time one hunter. It's... I mean, it makes sense. I mean, each person uses a certain amount of food each year. And so when you have so few people, don't go through a lot of food. And so I don't even remember when we finished the dock. But last time it took like a year and a half before the boat came. So they just pulled a bunch of food, but still have a stockpile. Alright, we're out of leather, which doesn't go that far, so we don't need a tailor. Hi, Spikers! Yeah, it's a great game. Not a lot. We started this game with two people, two villagers, and we've grown into quite a little metropolis. So far, no major calamities. Speaking of which, we should think about where to build a second well in this town. Maybe near the town center. We've left these little spots here. Oh, that doesn't work. So if we move it one spot over, I can fit it in there. I think that's what I'll do. So cancel that. Put the well in. Put the town hall back and keep it paused. The only mod is, well, actually, I have two mods. One mod lets me start with just 2 people, because it's not a default starting condition. The other mod is a mod that keeps villagers, it prevents villagers from using coal as fuel, so that we get to use the coal for the to make steel tools. Otherwise, they'll use it instead of firewood because it's more efficient. And I always thought that was stupid. So, yeah. Otherwise, it's super hard. It's mountainous terrain and very difficult, or whatever the seasons are. So we're getting, you know, snow in the springtime. The trick so far has just been to go real slow and deliberately, and build things up gradually. We've had a sort of a strange thing. We've built 3 docks. The first one we built in this little creek, and we didn't think it was large enough to support a boat, so we moved it to the lake. Well, I don't know why, but we actually had a boat, but the boat did not come into the lake. So the lake's just not, it's not accessible for some reason. So we've built a third, and if this one doesn't work, we're kind of screwed, because we don't have any stone left. We're running out of stone. I mean, I guess it's really close. I'm not sure if we can build a mine, a quarry. Yeah, it's a relaxing game. I think it's nice and peaceful. Oh, we just had a death. So Eiley was actually our first child. Um, our first child died. Very sad. Yeah, I mean, this looks more like a river, so I don't see why it won't work, but we haven't gotten it yet. We haven't gotten the boat. And I'm starting to get worried again. But hopefully it'll come. If it doesn't, I'm sure we can scrape together enough iron to build a quarry. We only need 4, so... But I hate building quarries. Hi, Mega Helzy. How are you? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, we're not really set up for it, but we're probably going to use firewood to trade for stuff. Mostly coal, iron, and stone. We don't really have the space for a bunch of stuff. So, by the way, there's people on YouTube and on Twitch, so it might seem like I'm talking to nobody, but that's because the chat doesn't connect. I don't know if there's even a way to make that happen. Yeah, it seems like it's a little too good sometimes. So right now, I'm basically just waiting on this boat, and whether it comes or not kind of determines what we're going to do. Even once it comes, we have to, of course, like, wait until it brings us what we want. There is a lot of stone up the river. My goodness. Is there any way we could get there? Oh, kinda, yeah. So if we need to, we could actually just build a bridge here. Let's place it. I like placing things and pausing them. So that's only 13 stone. We have that. I'm gonna replace that. Okay, sure. I think we're pretty much tapped out for stone on our main island. But I'm going to go around one more time and see, like, let's mark that and see if they can get to it. And maybe even up here. It's not that far. Hopefully they can go around those mountains. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, let's make sure everything looks good. So all the basics. We might want to build a second woodcutter. I don't know if you can... Yeah, you can't So these buildings have these what do you call them? These dials you can hit to increase the number of people working there. But woodcutters can only house one person. So we have to build a second, and it's probably worth thinking about having one just to increase our currency, so to speak. Like maybe down here. Oh, it doesn't fit. So we were thinking about maybe putting like a gatherer's hut down here. It seems silly, but there is land. And we'll probably need it in one of these places. Maybe here, I'm thinking. Let's look to see how the circle looks. Food. So, like I could put it here. Oh, we built the other thing too big. Maybe like that. But then where would we put the forester? Maybe that's just too big. I don't know. I mean, neither of these locations are great. But we don't have a whole lot of space. Alright, I think I'm gonna move that. And this is a storage barn. That's fine. So I'll put this like, that's silly. This is just such a small amount of land there. I don't know what to do. As cool as our little island is, it's surrounded by mountains and rivers. So maybe that's the best bet. If we build a bridge there, it's not so bad. So what did we actually build down there? A road and a stockpile. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna put the sheep back. Pasture. And it's not how it was before, but I'm going to leave space for roads. Okay, I like that. And we'll let it build. Alright, we got a house and a new family. Kind of an old um, woman. So maybe she'll get a kid or two, but... And Frederiki's living alone. So when he dies, we're going to get a new house, basically. Yeah, we're up to 14 people. Still no boat. Where is everybody? Right. So if we built this bridge, oh, that's now that I look at it, it really looks far away. But there's so much stone. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to go ahead and put a second gatherer and forester and and probably another bridge down here. Because this is kind of like our only sort of non-town space that we have that's near town. And it'll be a good source of food and, of course, wood. I don't want to be reliant on trade to get the firewood that we need to survive. But... So we marked some stone up here, but haven't really seen anybody get to it. Maybe they can't walk to it. It's like, I mean, I assume that it's blocked for people if it's red. But it looks passable on the left. So I guess they could walk up this way and get to it. If I built a bridge there, they could get access to all this. Maybe. Oof, 19 stone. But, that looks walkable. I'll place it. But leave it paused. Oops. Oh, I hear banging. but I don't see. Oh, we have the orchard. Okay. But now that we've built it, we might want to take it down because we could use that land with the gatherer, and we could always put the orchard over here. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But that's okay. Cleared some land. Where should I put the orchard? It's not a terrible place. What else do we want to put near the dock? Nothing. Okay. Alright, let's place the stuff that we were talking about. So a gatherer could go... like that, and we want a forester. And we probably don't need another doctor, but this, if we get this built, if we get the stone for it, then this will give us kind of a lever we can pull if we need food quick. It's spring, we still haven't seen that boat. So, like before, I'm gonna say if we don't see it by winter, I think I'm gonna sit down and cry. I mean, we have literally seen a boat down this river. What's the verb? Float, swim, drive, ride. What is the verb? Ship? No. Boat. It is not boated. I mean, we saw it boat down the river. So if there's one, there's got to be more than one. I hope they're not going to try to build over here. I mean, build trees. Looks like it's not. It's closed off. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, very happy. So, we will want another bridge here. Okay. So, we're just waiting for winter. Weren't we down to 7 stone, so now we're at 11, so are they actually getting this? Yes! Yes, so we have a tiny bit of stone here. And maybe this will be enough to build one of the bridges across to the other area. If they can get that, we're really good. It looks like there's a path. Oh, that's great. So, we've got our 2 hunters. It's 2 foresters. It looks like we're hanging in there in terms of wood. Okay. Oh, all that's done. I'm basically just going to keep upping this firewood. As much as we have in there, the more the better, because we can use it to... like, for example, imagine that there might be one shipment with it's got stone and sheep. We might decide to try to buy both. So the more money we can scrape together. Buela is now a laborer. That was quick. That was quick. She was just born today. We have enough stone for the schoolhouse. Or we're one stone short for that bridge. We'll get it. I mean, let's see if there's... We'd have to build like that's in town. I don't want to put a quarry in town. That's just horrible, you know. I could put it up here. I thought they could be built into the mountains. Is that just mines? Like, we could do it, so we're not gonna lose. So I think we should go for it. I think we should build that bridge. But we're gonna have to build it if there's no boat. I mean, it. Alright, I said I'd wait till winter. We have enough stone to build the bridge. But even this bridge, it's a ways to go to get to stone. I can also set up like a little camp, like a house basically, you know, halfway between here and there. It's probably not a great idea. Going through those logs now that we're collecting all this that firewood in their dock. It's a lot just sitting on the ground. What are these people doing? They're coming up here and then they're getting hungry. So they can get it. They mined at least one. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Well, I really want to look up what the mechanics are. I don't know if anybody's figured it out for sure. But I certainly remember boats coming once a year. Now, maybe it's once a year starting the year after you build your thing, or like something like that. I mean, it's conceivable. Did this just happen to line up? No. but we saw a boat today. I feel like I'm being trolled by the game. Doing really good on food, though. So the problem is, we're not self-sustainable without a market, without a dock, I mean to say. Even if we build a mine, we'd eventually run out of iron to make tools. I mean, I can spam docks. I can build another one over here. Make the boat come. But actually, that doesn't even make sense because the boats are tied to the markets. I know that because if you build more than one market, you'll get 3 boats at once, or whatever. So it's not like there's boats and they're looking for markets. The boats come because of the markets. The docks. Alright, this one's just coming. Let's see how far he gets. Wow, so he chopped down 1 rock and now he's hungry. Also, it says his clothes are ragged. Really? Hide clothes are raggedy. I feel like that's a bit of a judgment call. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, there is the boat. Now, we watched a boat go by earlier. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. I'm very happy. We'll even bump this up to 800. Oh, he's stopping. We did it, everybody. We have a boat. And all the boat has for sale is chickens. So we could ask him for chickens, cattle, or sheep. I think it doubles the price. But we want sheep, so let's go ahead and ask him for sheep. I mean, we're rich in terms of firewood. 2,400 value. It's like 6 chickens. So we didn't get our stone that we wanted. But it will eventually come if we can just hold on. So then the question is, what do we do in the meantime? We can build a bridge to get the other stone, but it's going to be so far away they're going to get hungry. And anyway, there's plenty of stone here, 20, 30 maybe. So I'm thinking it's time to make a school. We'll get more efficient people when they're educated. And I think it's about that time in our society. You know, we've got 4 kids at the same time. Soon to have more. The only other thing I would want to build is just another house. But doesn't seem like Twitch has a description for the video. Like there's nowhere to put in a video description. Alright, we're eating some of that food that we stored up. And we ran out of wood. But we're up to 3,200 value, which is even enough for for a seed. So that's fantastic. We just have to get lucky and get some iron, coal, or stone. Probably stone and iron are the things we need the most right now. I definitely want to build another house. Oh, this is so jam-packed. And like, this child never got her own house. And if it goes much longer, she's never going to have a family. Which is just sad. Some more laborers mean more stone. So I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to get this back up to 40. We build another stone house. It looks like all that's iron, but I don't know if that's 40. Seems like a lot to me, though. I mean, I could help them by building a road. Help them help themselves. So we've definitely got the school going. Could use more wood, as always. Alright, well, there's our wood. Let's make her a forester. I mean, there's a little up there, too. And that's technically reachable. I'm doing it. If they don't... I think there was a patch where if they can't make it before they get hungry, they don't do it. So, I don't think we have to worry about marking it. Firewood's low, but that's because we keep running out of wood. Partially because we're building the schoolhouse. And a really nice thing about the trading post is it has such an enormous inventory. So it's basically like a giant storage shed. So if you need firewood, you can actually just change this amount and it'll come back to your community. So it's like a configurable storage. Pretty great. Pretty great. And this is, if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like if you try to build diagonally. All you can do is zigzag. Which is, you know, it's interesting. But, not exactly diagonal. Alright, so where would we put the next house? That's always the question. It's nicer now because we've laid out stuff that we can see where jobs are going to be, so you know, this is going to be a job region, so once we decide to fill it in, we'll put a house there first. Same over here. There's going to be like quite a few jobs. But right now, since most of our stuff is still up here, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to put it down. I think something. I mean, I don't want to have like a fire and have everything die, but it's looking like we're not going to hit that 40 stone mark, but we might get enough stone for that southern bridge. Actually, there is still a bit left. Hi, Delvina. You like this zigzag road, huh? I mean, if I would like it if you could put buildings diagonally, then diagonal roads would make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it looks like our school is has been delivered, so hopefully our wood will start going up. Now we have to make this decision. I mean, why would we build it if we're not going to do this? But do we really want to dedicate a laborer to be the teacher? I think it's time. It's always hard to start because, like, these children. You know, I wish there was more of them. It's only going to be 3 children now in school, but and we also have to make sure that we keep a teacher in that position at all times, because if she dies, and even for, or we switch it for even 1 second, all those students get become uneducated. So the amount of stone that I had, basically, so the boat came, I'm not sure if you missed that, but we got a boat. It sold chickens, but we have a boat, so now we just have to wait until we get stone. Alright, so I'm going to turn a builder into a teacher, and we're always going to have 1 laborer. I've actually had it before where 2 people died at once, and one of them was the teacher, and it screwed me. So I'm gonna try to pause it when I hear. I don't know. I'm probably not going to, because it's. the volume's not as loud as it could be. Once we get more people, I'll probably leave it at 2 laborers. That should be plenty. But until then, we're just going to hope. And right now, we're playing, I guess, another waiting game. We're waiting for another boat on the one hand. And on the second hand, waiting to see how much stone is in this little deposit. And if we can get to 40, I'm going to make a house. And if we can't get to 40, well, I'm just not sure. Probably a bridge. Probably this bridge. Which is 19. Yep, yeah, I hope you have it on TiVo. You definitely... It's probably the most exciting event of our century. They're still clearing this too. Ooh, and that's a lot of wood. It's like 50 wood, I think, to fill it, to build it. I mean, we're up to 4 foresters, so they really should be able to deal with it. I could mark some trees. It's not even a terrible idea. So much rain. I feel like it's constantly raining, and I know that that's can't possibly be the case. But my goodness, if it's not rain, it's snow. I don't think that rain or snow make the game harder. I don't believe so. I think it's a visual thing that doesn't actually affect anything. But it maybe he decided that when you set the weather to harsh, when you set the weather to harsh, it should show more harsh weather. That could be the case, but I don't think it actually does anything. Yeah, so we have an orchard here. There's nothing growing in it, but it's free to build, so we built one of those. Gonna have some, hopefully some plums. And over here we're building a pasture for our sheep, which we don't have. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a seasonal component to it. Like, it rains in the summer and it snows in the winter. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I set it to mountain and harsh climate, so who knows? I mean, y'all have access to Wikipedia. I mean, the wiki, the game wiki. Surely there surely there's something about weather. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's completely, like, what would it even do? What would rain do to people? It's raining in the summer, so what? I mean, maybe is it going to make them less happy? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I could like alt tab, but I'm yeah, but I'm not going to. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's. I could have told you to look it up in a dictionary, so at least didn't do that. But yeah, you missed a whole heck of a lot, Delvina. Oh, and I guess Spikers, you did too. So we got our first boat, which brought chickens. But in the meantime, I basically laid out the future of Alchestellus. So down here we have a region we're going to be using as our second wooded area. And so we've got a gatherer's hut and a forester's lodge. Over here is going to be our sheep and our storage barn and our fishery. Fishing dock. This is going to be Riker's Island, and it's going to house our insane asylum / hospital. That's pretty much it, I think. So the town hall I've decided to put next to the town market. And I found a tiny bit of stone I can just barely gather up here. They walk to it and they mine one of them and then they walk home. Which is ridiculous, but it is how it is. So yeah, so I'm happy now. We have a boat, so we're guaranteed that, like, we're self-sustainable. The question is, how long is it going to take to get to a point where we can, like, actually build the market, for example. It's probably going to be a while. How long is it going to take until we can build like a population of 100? It's probably going to take a while. But we're good. At this point, I don't think we're going to die. Cue tornado. If the tornado hit this part of town, we'd be struggling. I should probably start spreading out houses just to mitigate damage. I don't know. I actually don't really have a goal. Maybe we should set a goal. I wanted to build a thriving, sustainable village, but nothing specific. You know, maybe we should shoot for a number. Did we ever name this river? It's got like 4 bridges, and it's gonna have 5 bridges. I feel like it should be the Thames or something. I can't remember if we named it. Up Shit Creek. How about that? Since boats don't go up it. Oh yeah, Mozzarella Creek. Yeah. You're right. So I'm kind of at this point. I'm kind of tempted to increase the speed because I've planned out the village in this. I don't have anything to do. But this is supposed to be banished hard and slow. So I don't know if I should speed it up. That would be against the name. On the other hand, I guess there is still stuff I can plan. Because now that we know this river works, I should plan some more trade, you know, this thing. Like, I can here. I can put one here. It's going to eat into our wooded area, but that's okay. Yeah, hard and medium-ish. So we're on 2 now. It goes to 10. 5 is kind of fast, but and that's the next step up. So we're at 24 stone, which means we can build this bridge. But they're going to have the same problem with this stone as they did with that other stone. So I'd have to build a house. Then they need food, and they need firewood, and so then they have to come all the way back here. So I don't know. I think it would make sense if we did like a trade post less playthrough. I think that would be a neat idea. Like, see how far you can get. What's the max population you can get without building a trade post or a mine or a quarry? But that's not what we're doing. I'm sort of hoping this road would like help them, and they just seem to kind of ignore it. Oh. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I feel like I'm hearing noises from the neighbors. They're like banging. I can feel it through the wall behind the computer. So if it keeps up, I'm probably going to have to stop. I don't know if it's coming on the mic, but it's kind of bothering me. But we got a lot accomplished today. A working trade post. It kind of makes me wonder, maybe we should have waited longer on the Mozzarella Creek trade post. Like, maybe if we'd waited another year, it would have come. Alright, I'm bumping the speed until we get the next boat. So we did the teacher, right? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure we actually put someone in that position. Right, so the problem is the teacher doesn't have any students until they become of age. But we just kind of have to wait because we don't want to miss the first student. It's kind of a weird situation doing your first deal, but whatever. So food has stayed. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's pretty much true in our society anyway, right? Like, what do you really learn in school before you're 10? I mean, I guess how to read, but other than that, nothing. We've got 13 adults, but we have a student. So we just got a first student and 2 children. So actually 16 total people. I was very old when I realized that writing did not start with an R. And I was like, oh, it's kind of a joke, isn't it? It's not actually 3 R's. It's 2 R's and a W, but it's funny. It's funny because it sounds like an R. Like I got it. But you know, I was like not a child when I figured that out. Yeah. English is pretty cool, I guess. You think so? One of the hardest languages? Because I figured it out when I was like 2, so how hard could it be? Oh my god, arithmetic doesn't begin with R! So it's actually a joke for 2 reasons? I'm gonna pretend that I knew that, and that this is a joke, that me pretending that I only thought there were 2 R's, that it's a joke, and you're gonna believe it because how could I be so stupid? But it's actually not a joke, so that's cool. But you know, the more you learn, right? Alright, wood's going back up. Yeah, it's terrible. I really wish English was phonetic that way. I worked with a bunch of people from Romania and learned a very small amount of Romanian, and they were joking. You know, there aren't spelling bees in Romania because it would be stupid. Anybody could spell anything. It's completely phonetic. The concept didn't even make sense. I thought that was crazy. Like how do they spell elephant? But yeah. So I've actually tried to, like, in certain ways, like, make English more regular. Like when instead of using irregular words, just regularize them. I mean, look. When I realized that there were 2 R's, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to explain. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's weird. It's not like I'm hearing music. I'm just hearing like pounding, like somebody's hitting the wall. But that's cool. That's cool. I mean, walls. Walls suck. Look at that. We're up to 3 students. The rain effects? You think the rain is affecting them going to school? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it just rained! It's raining. Oh, it's raining again. God almighty. Oh, but goodness gracious, we're up to 40 stone. So, let's build a house. So we were thinking this one. Oh yeah, it's my neighbors. Yeah, sorry. I mean, you probably can't hear them. but I can feel them through the floor. That it's coming up my legs. Yeah, so where do we want to build another house? So if we need to build it away from here in case there's a tornado. I've decided that. Question is where? I mean, we have this one. That's not bad. I'm thinking here, but I don't know whether that's going to be in the market. We have this one placed out. I'm thinking maybe here. He could work at the docks for now. Oh, we have a merchant. Okay. Alright. We really want stone. Potato seeds. I do not want potato seeds. That's like the least possible thing that I want. What do you actually have? We could ask him for plums. Let's... Yeah, we have to send him away. I'm really sad about that, but... Alright. Hunting cabin. Oh, we could do that. Oh my god, it is raining again. It's ridiculous. Now, I don't know whether this is in bounds of the market, but who cares? We're never going to know. I'm just going to say it is. We're going to build this house. What is plum and apple good for in the colonial mod? And it raining again. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. This isn't even bothering me, really. It's not even bothering me that the screen goes to gray for half the game. It doesn't bother. If we can get up to 52 stone, we can make this hunting cabin too, and then split the hunters. So then we can actually get these things being used. Yeah, I mean, you can turn plum into alcohol in the base game, as you probably know. Maybe you can mix them. Plum juice does sound good. Oh wait, it's just prune juice, isn't it? Doesn't sound that good. Although I do like prunes. We got all the stone. We're out of stone. So we really, really, really need the shipment. So 30. Ooh, so we really only have one stone. Jesus. So maybe we should have built a bridge. I think I've done this like 3 times, but I'm just gonna do it again. Like, is that reachable? Oh well. By the time we get the stone, we'll have enough people to go around and build a bunch of stuff. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's a mod to disable rain, because it's silly that I can't see the screen. Reserve of stone is low. Yeah, I know. Alright. Look at this amazing mod. I can go here and hit boom. And... boom. And boom. Fucking A. I fixed the rain. I am the god of drought. That is so much nicer. Because I can actually see, oh look, there's no stone left. There's iron here. I can distinguish between the two visually. This is fantastic. Ooh, are they actually coming up here? Oh, they're actually coming up here. Oh, they're actually hitting it. Yeah. Oh, let's put a thing then. That is exciting. So, so then we can probably get enough stone to build one of these bridges. And the bridges will, again, give us sort of another sketchy way to get stone. Ooh, reserve of food is low. And boy, is it. They grabbed a lot of food. We don't need all these foresters for now. Let's bump the other stuff up. Man, look at all that beautiful stone. So smooth and round and gray. Alright, I think we need 19 to build the southern bridge. But I don't know if that's even the best bridge to build. So the northern bridge is less, which I can't find. Okay, there. 11. Because it seems so far away, but so does the other one. Like, here they have to come south and walk around. Here they just have to walk north. Oh, we got our house. And Dormani and Buella. And we're very lucky because they're perfect age. I was worried we might be getting one of the older ones, like Geraldine. If we got Geraldine, she might not be able to have kids. Instead, she's 37 and lives with her parents, but whatever. Who else we have? Alright, Frederici, I think it's time to say goodbye to... you can be really horrible, actually. This game doesn't have a whole lot of ways to be horrible, but you can evict him and then make him spend the winter outside and hope that he dies. I'm not going to do that because I love Frederici with all my heart. Yeah, I mean, really, what's the point of a person if they don't have children? Like, isn't that the point of life? I say, as a grown-ass man without children. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Obviously, the point of life is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or instead of jelly, you put Nutella on them. Just peanut butter and Nutella. Oh, that is life. That is life. Some people add honey. I think that's too much. I think it's just unnecessary. Ooh, we got our pasture. It's 12 stone. We can build the northern bridge. I don't know. Alright, chat. Do you think I should build the 19 stone southern bridge, which leads from the south up to these rocks? Or the 11 stone north bridge, which leads from this path up here? And if I knew how to OBS, I'd put a poll up, but instead you're just gonna have to type it. I'm sorry. We've dropped a heart. We've actually dropped a full heart. But I think the food's going back up. Firewood looks good. Wood's good. Alright, so we have a vote for the southern route. I was kind of hoping we'd have enough stone by then, but we still only have 12 stone. And we need 19. Maybe we could get... No, it's not connected. Boy. That's really far away. Oh, I hear them. Oh no, they're making the road. So I'm going to eventually make this bridge, so I'm just setting up the... It's free to build roads, so... Where'd the road go? Oh, it doesn't block you, okay. I'm really glad that you don't need roads, that they can just walk in the grass. And one of the frustrating things about the game Settlers, which I feel like this is a... I don't know. I mean, they're not automatically added if you build them on trees. Like, they still have to knock the trees down. But you're right, like, with the roads, they have to do some work. I don't know why they don't have to do work for that. Just what the developer decided, I guess. But one of the annoying/strategic things in Settlers is that you have to build roads to every building, and the roads take up space, and you can't build them willy-nilly. So sometimes you have to decide. You have to be really careful with how you put the roads together to make sure that you have room for stuff. No, I didn't want to do that. That's good. So, hopefully they can... we have another laborer. Wait. Are these... Oh. Were these educated? Mir Lyle. Where are you, Mir Lyle? God, what a name. Never understood why they didn't have like a 16. There's no way he's educated. He's educated. Oh, they only have to make it to 16. Ooh, we have our first educated citizen. I was saying I hope they use this road to get up here and get the stone, but now that I've said it, I think they got it all. So we are out. So forget the poll, sorry. Because I think we can't even build this bridge if we wanted to. We are plumb... Carmeldine? What goes to Carmeldine? Who's Carmeldine? But yeah, I think we're out of stone. Because I don't even think they can walk across these tiny rivers. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I missed the thing you said before. Yeah. The way it makes names is actually with Markov chains, just like that thing I put together called something. I don't know, but we played with Markov chains for doing that. Alright, well, this is the road we're going to make. Because we have a 12 and it needs 11. This will have to come later. Yeah, I get the impression that the way he makes these names only looks at just a few characters, which is why you get such weird names. Instead of looking at like 5 characters. I think if you make it long enough, like, it doesn't even make new names. Just about. Bobbert, you know. Like Fred, what a weird name. How would you even combine letters to get to a name like that? Doesn't even make sense. We need to watch our iron. Let's get some more iron, because we're gonna have to make tools soon. I think we still have a little iron left. There was a really funny bug in the first versions. It's not even a bug, but it's just a consequence of the way things work. The developer had decided that to build bridges, if you had access to both ends of the bridge, the pawns, the people would alternate sides, so they'd deliver it to the left side, then the right side, then the left side, then the right side. The problem was, they didn't care how long they had to walk. So if it was like, they had to walk all the way down to this bridge and cross, and then all the way up to go to the right side, they would do it, and they would starve to death, and you wouldn't be able to build the bridge. Luckily, he fixed that. We're up to 4 laborers. I feel flush. I feel rich with laborers. Good with food, but maybe we flick them over to, like, we get a tailor and a blacksmith for a little bit and get those back up. Yeah, we're really getting people together. So now comes the possibility of, like, starvation. Speaking of which, I need to eat at some point. I think I'm gonna call it, I'll give it 1 more year. So next winter, I'm going to stop playing for tonight. I forgot what I was saying. Just maybe that we were flush with laborers. Oh wow, we really lucked out. So we got an educated blacksmith. How lucky are we? Not super lucky, but we're pretty lucky. Educated blacksmith, not educated tailor. You can twiddle with it, try to, like, get people to change jobs. But I don't care. Here's our merchant of the year. Corn. Like, we don't need corn. We can grow food. So it looks like he's a food merchant. Great. So I don't even want to ask him to come back with something different. So just get out of here. Just leave. Get out of my sight. Alright. They've got all the materials to build the bridge. Now they gotta bang on it. Oh, and then immediately get tired and go home. It's not looking good for traveling up here. Yep, it is, as far as I know, completely random. When you ask them for stuff on that third tab, when that boat comes back, they'll bring you a random subset of what you asked for. But yeah, it's random. Cole is just going to town on this bridge. No! He choked. Oh my goodness. He's one step away from being like why even bother? I wonder if we should build a second herbalist. I guess if the health keeps going down. We'll probably want one down here just so that people can come and get serviced without having to go into the woods to get serviced. All right. Now, here is the thing. I want all of this stuff. Please. I'm not even going to build a road. Now, I think they can get to it, but it's far enough away that it's going to take them like 8 years to mine it all out. But hey, we have 8 years. We're waiting on the boat. So yeah, at this point, I say, you know, we're pretty set. Like, barring a tornado, I see it hard to imagine how we would lose at this point. But a lot, I mean, I say that, and a lot of games end because something happens once you have 200 people, and you think, oh, everything's fine. I'll build a few more houses, and all of a sudden everybody's starving and eating their pet. But I'm thinking I'll probably start playing a different game. I was thinking of playing either RimWorld, which is a similar game, but much more frantic, not peaceful at all. But a lot more complicated, a lot more decisions. And I'm also thinking about playing Oxygen, Not Included, which is a new, it's an early access game by Clay, the company who did Don't Starve. And I'd say it's a little bit more anxiety-driven than Banished, but not as crazy as RimWorld. It's a pretty great game. It's the same kind of resource management game, but you're in an asteroid with a colony, and you have to make sure that they have enough oxygen to breathe and water to drink and things like that. Well, they don't actually drink water, but you need water for stuff. Yeah, so those are both pretty terrific. I'm probably going to try streaming both of them. But yeah, it's you know, I'm so good at Don't Starve. I don't even think I'm going to need to stream that. Like, it's like it wouldn't be a point to it. Like, there's nothing to prove because I'm already the best Don't Starve player in the world. You know, I like to speed run Don't Starve. Which is where you play, and you play normally, but you try to see how to get game over as quickly as possible. And I'm really good. I mean, sometimes I don't even get to like day 10. Yeah, it's all true. So we're down to 2 foresters. I'm going to change that to 1. Um, yeah, I mean, you probably didn't realize you were watching a Don't Starve speedrunner, but actually, Oxygen Not Included is a lot easier than Don't Starve, and I'm thankful for it because Don't Starve is too hard for me. Um, for me, it's a lot more in the same realm as Banished. It's kind of chill. You build stuff because it's fun. Like, I'm putting this town hall here not because it's efficient. In fact, it's terrible placement. But I like the idea of the town hall and the market being together. And there's a lot of opportunities for that in Oxygen Not Included. So we've been limited by stone this whole episode, but we finally have a way to get more. And in fact, we have a way to mine a little bit. I'm kind of surprised this is working, even though it's not working that well. Next time we should, like, it shouldn't take too many tries to get this stone, or at least a resource boat. And hopefully they'll give us a lot in one go, like 100 at least. And we'll probably use it to build a second trading post and do the same thing again. I usually don't build more than 3 trading posts, because I just find the announcements annoying. The dong noise and the blue text, and it's just, I don't know, it's intrusive. And I feel like I have to deal with it. Whereas everything else in the game is automated. It's kind of strange, I don't know. But maybe 3 gives you a pretty good buffer. Like, it's very unlikely that you won't get a boat that has what you need on it. And we'll start filling in our town a little bit. Put in as many houses as we can feed, and start unpausing all these buildings and see what happens. I'm thinking we can get up to 100 easily, but I don't know if we can get much past that. We have to take advantage of little places like this, I guess, if we want to squeeze every person. And I don't really feel like doing that. I really, really like this one town. Somebody was cold for a second. I really like this one market town. I think it's really cute. So we'll have to see how it turns out. But, yeah, we're terrific. So much food, so much firewood. We got 50 tools. We hit our tool limit. Things are great. At this point, I'm actually a little bit worried that maybe we're not going to get the next house out fast enough. So hopefully Frederici will die soon. I mean, I hate to say that because Frederici, my boy. But we need that house because if we let people get too old, they won't have kids. So hopefully, like, Fred and Genia or Fred and Jalen will get the next house. But if not, we could be struggling. So to fix that, we'd have to build like a boarding house and a town hall. Maybe not a boarding house, but certainly the town hall, and then accept immigrants. And that's frustrating because I hate to do it. So I could kick Frederiki out in the cold of winter and let him freeze to death, but I just don't have the heart. He's, you know, he's just never done wrong to me. So, plus he's 80. He's bound to die soon. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you'll come back when we have stone. Thanks, everybody.